grab your cup. Did you know that the average human being has somewhere around 70,000 thoughts every day? 70,000 thoughts. You could Google it. I might have the number slightly off, but it's around there. It's a big number every single day. Now, here's even the more important piece of that, because that's maybe not that surprising when you think how your brain is constantly going. But the more important thing is 95% of your thoughts are exactly the same as the day before, and the day before, and the day before. So 95% of your thoughts that you're having day after day are not new. You've been thinking them over and over and over and over again. And the thoughts that you have are what create your life. Everything that you're experiencing in your life gets created by what you think. And then something happens and you interpret that by what you think. So, bottom line is, there's like an automatic machinery to your life, this automatic thinking that is creating your life. It's kind of like you, the creative human being, the soul, doesn't even have to show up every day. You don't even have to show up if 95% of your thoughts are already there in place. And you're not even noticing that. You're not aware of how automatic it is. Can you see how that just keeps your life exactly in the same place? Even if circumstances change, you change a job, you move, you end a relationship, the way that you think gets fired in the same way over and over and over again. It's called neural pathways, right? So the brain has a thought, and the thought goes down a nerve. It's energy moving down a nerve. It moves down the same nerve over and over. That's the neural pathway. And then that nerve triggers the next one. They're wired together. They're wired in order. That's why the next thought causes the same next thought, which causes the same next thought. It's the circuitry of the brain. And you don't even notice that. You're not conscious to it. It's just an automatic thing. And it's what's driving your life. That's why you ever hear the phrase, wherever you go, there you are? Or, you can move to the other side of the country, you can change everything, but pretty soon the same kinds of circumstances will show up, or the same feelings. So you can be in a different relationship and the person may look very different, they may even behave differently. But if your thought is, I'm not really lovable, and most of those thoughts get created when we're very young, right? If you've been listening to me for any length of time, you know the thoughts that create who we are and our identity get created when we're very, very young. So if you have a thought, and it's a subconscious thought, but it's a thought all the time that's back there, I'm not really lovable, then you're going to find that you don't feel lovable even when the next situation is very, very different on the outside. It looks different, but your thought is creating your experience. That's why when we say rewiring thoughts is so important. It's so important because if you don't rewire, then that circuitry wiring is happening automatically. And you can do 100 things to try to change your life. You can work on all kinds of stuff, but if you're not changing that circuitry, and if you're not rewiring, things are not going to really change that much. It is creating your life experience, right? And think about it this way. What does it take to rewire? Luckily, the brain is very plastic. It's called neuroplasticity. It's the ability of the brain to rewire and create different circuits so that you have new neural pathways firing and wiring in different ways. But it's your job to actually recognize that and then do what it takes. Have the tools and the skills to do the rewiring. It's your job to do that. Otherwise, it's just going to automatically happen. But imagine you're 50 years old and you've been having a thought like, I'm not lovable, or life is really hard, or money we don't have money in my family. Other people do, but we don't have money. Or I'm not good enough. I'm just not good enough for what it takes. Fill in the blank. And you started that in kindergarten. Something happened and you started that. Or maybe you heard something a lot in your house, like the money one. We don't have money. Money is hard, whatever. Or you heard, what's wrong with you, when you were little. So you decided something's wrong with you. And 95% of 70,000, whatever that number is, you've been saying that to yourself for 50 years. Rewiring has to happen, and it has to be intentional to change that thinking. So rewiring is a big part of the work I do with clients. It's completely possible for you to rewire your thinking, but you have to know how to do it. And if you're not even aware, I want you to look now. How often do you have those same thoughts, the thoughts that really have you feel like you're stuck? Just start to be aware and notice. So rewiring, neuroplasticity, those are two big keys to changing the course of your life. Okay, you need to learn how to do that. Have a great day.